everyone, Jason Shepard here of MzeroA.com, and the results from your survey are in. The one thing you need help with most and would like help with most, according to everybody, is landings. And trust me, you know, the takeoffs are optional, the landings are mandatory. I totally get that, I totally understand it. So what I want to share with you in this clip is 3 bits of action you can take, really 3 things that maybe your CFI isn't sharing with you. And it's not because you don't have a great CFI. It's just because maybe your CFI teaches with a different style, or maybe your CFI, knows this but doesn't know how to explain it to you, and I want to share that with you with my over 8,000 hours of giving dual instruction and helping students with landings. I've got 3 tips that I know are going to make your landings that much easier. And the first is this: it's airspeed. You've got to know your airspeeds, and it's one thing to know them, it's another thing to nail them. Here's an example. On downwind, I like to be 90. On base, I like to be 80. And on final, I like to be 70, and continuing to slow as I cross over the airport fence. I'm pitching for airspeed, I'm powering for altitude. Airspeed is king. You guys have probably read my book, The Secret to Perfect Landing, seen the many webinars and other videos I've done on landings, so you know this sort of stuff. But you've got to understand that airspeed is king. That's what's going to help you with your landings. The second big tip that I believe maybe your CFI isn't telling you is it's all about where you put your eyes. Let me ask you this. Have you ever had a landing where you feel like the ground snuck up on you? You're coming in, everything's looking good, the next thing you know, there's the ground, and you meet the ground and you weren't expecting it. Chances are if you hit the ground and you weren't expecting it, you need to take your eyes further down the runway. You have too small of a perspective. You need to take those eyes 300, 400, 500 feet, look towards the tree line if that's what it takes. Take your eyes down the runway. Landings are all about perspective and all about where you put your eyes. The third thing is this, and this is going to be the hardest one for you to do because it is ingrained in each and every one of us as pilots. It's to lose the word flare from your vocabulary. What do I mean by this? Well, a 737 on landing flares. The space shuttle back in its heyday flared on landing. A Cherokee 140, a Cessna 172 does not flare per se. Instead, let's replace that with the word transition. Guys, why do we practice slow flight? We practice slow flight to learn how to control the airspeed, or control the airplane at its minimum controllable airspeed. Right before you touch down, you are effectively in a phase of slow flight. Now think about it. In slow flight, in the dirty configuration with flaps, where is the nose? Well, it's certainly not as high as it was in slow flight. In the clean configuration with flaps, I'm not saying don't have a nose-high attitude. I'm not saying have a 3-point landing. I am saying touch the main wheels down first, followed very quickly by the nose wheel. What I'm saying is lose the word flare, because when you think of the word flare, you think of bringing that yoke all the way back to your chest. You're just coming in like this. If you're in a position where you can't see the runway when you're coming in to land, you're pitched up way too much. That's the problem, okay? So keep that nose coming down and transition. Transition into slow flight on your landing and hold it off. Bleed off that airspeed and bring it on in. Those are 3 huge tips that are going to help you so much with your landings, guys. Airspeed, where you put your eyes, and ditch the word flare from your vocabulary. Our 172 doesn't flare, it transitions into just about level or slow flight as we're heading down the runway. Guys, in a little bit over a week now from the time you're seeing this, we're doing a great webinar. I want you to go to flighttrainingwebinar.com. It's a free to you webinar. And I want to help you more with your flight training. I'm going to share with you 9 ways you are throwing away money in your flight training. I mean, that sounds crazy that there could possibly be 9 ways you're wasting money in your flight training. Student, private, instrument, already a pilot, it does not matter. I'm going to show you 9 ways that you could save money for renting and everything else, or buying an aircraft eventually. that you're wasting money in your flight training. I want you to go to flighttrainingwebinar.com or scroll down underneath this video on MzeroA.com. You'll see the URL there. Also, it'll be in the YouTube description for you. Flighttrainingwebinar.com. It's a free webinar. Go to that URL to get signed up. There's multiple dates, and I'm going to share with you 9 ways you are throwing away money in your flight training. You're going to be surprised at a lot of them, because I bet maybe you're doing quite a few of those. So let's work on that. Let's start saving some money in our flight training. So guys, leave me a comment down below this video as well. If you're on MzeroA.com, you know you'll get a response from me. I want to hear, maybe you've got some landing tips. Maybe you've got some objections to what I said. I'm all about hearing about that. Let's start the conversation. Let's do it on MzeroA.com. Scroll down underneath this video on MzeroA.com and let's start that conversation. So guys, enjoy the rest of your day. 2 more great videos coming up, guys. Next video, I'm going to share with you about some VFR and IFR radio communications and navigation techniques, because those were number 2 on your most wanted list based on the survey that you conducted. So guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Please watch your inbox for video number 2. It's going to be out 2 days from now. So watch for that. I'll be sending you an email about it. Enjoy the rest of your day. And most importantly, remember that a good pilot is always learning. Have a great day, guys. See ya.